Now that the big three IT majors have reported their first quarter results, which of the three really stood out in terms of performance? While you did have TCS lead in terms of volume growth, Wipro surprised in terms of margin expansion as well as profit growth. Let's analyze how the three stack up further against each other. And we're joined by Smita Bhattacharya, our tech analyst from the Mumbai studios. Smita, what's it looking like? Of course, the big three out, analyst views also coming in. How do they stack up?
Well, Shivani, if you look at the results, TCS and Wipro seem to have outperformed on several counts, whereas Infosys not so much. Now, to begin with, TCS, in fact, they outperformed in terms of volume growth, pricing, and the lowest attrition rates among the top three. Wipro, in fact, on how they maintain their profits and margins, and in fact, they showed a margin expansion against all analyst apprehensions. So both Wipro and TCS seem to have really beaten analyst estimates. Infosys, although they posted the highest profit in terms of magnitude, in all counts, especially margin decline and pricing, they seem to have disappointed the street. So Infosys not so much, but TCS is one of the strongest, and Wipro in terms of profit and margin expansion. But all three unanimously talk very strongly of growth in the future, and that is indicative in terms of the guidance, 4 to 6% growth for the next quarter. FY11 guidance revised by Infosys. All three talk of three things: increased discretionary spend, large deals coming back on the table, really large transformational deals coming in, and hiring increase. Even Wipro today said that they plan to increase their hiring for FY11. So the growth guidance looks very strong. For this quarter, I would say TCS actually has beaten on a lot of counts, and perhaps next Wipro.
All right, Smita, many thanks for joining us with how that really stack up. Let's also get you big voices from those three IT companies. We have Girish Panchpai of Wipro, S. Mahalingam, the Executive Director, as well as CFO of TCS, and of course S. Gopalakrishnan of Infosys on the outlook and the guidance.
We've had a very good quarter in terms of how we've ramped up various accounts, and probably one of our highest quarterly people ads, 4.7% volume growth this quarter, but the underlying ads are even stronger than that. So I would say that most of our forecast really relies on the headcount ads that we've had this quarter. Also the outlook that we have for the current quarter, that is the Q2, where we see this momentum really continuing. So based on strong track record plus what we see is in front of us.
We have a lot of new facilities coming up because obviously, and therefore volume growth is very critical. We need volume growth with profitable kind of margins and so on, and I think that's something that we have managed to achieve. Going forward, certainly we see volume growth in the near future. But when you look at a volume growth of 8%, you're creating a base which is also very, very high. And therefore, there is no question of extrapolating all those. We are not back to those kinds of days and so on. But certainly volume growth will be there.
We have another good quarter. This is the third quarter where we are having more than 5% growth in revenue terms if you take constant currency. This quarter we grew by 4.8%. In constant currency terms we grew 6%. More importantly, the volume growth was impressive, 7.6% volume growth. This is the first time we are having more than 7% volume growth after Q2 of 2008. Our operating margin has declined slightly from last quarter, but this was projected